This tutorial looks at how it's possible to identify alkali metals by the colours they make in flames, in other words by flame tests. You need to know brief experimental details on how to do a flame test, and you also need to know the flame colours for lithium, sodium and potassium. To do a flame test, you need to use a nichrome wire, which is a wire which has a very high melting point and has no colour in the flame of its own. To clean the wire, it tends to be dipped into some hydrochloric acid and then into the flame a number of times until there is no residue left on the wire from a previous lesson. The wire is then moistened, dipped into one of the alkali metal compounds, just so that a couple of crystals adhere to the nichrome wire, and then placed in a blue Bunsen flame just into the edge to see what colour it gives to the flame. The three alkali metals, lithium, sodium and potassium, give very distinctive colours to the flame. Lithium gives a crimson or red colour to the flame, sodium gives a yellow colour to the flame, and potassium gives a characteristic lilac colour to the flame. Again, you must learn the three stages you go through to do the flame test. Use a moistened flame test wire, dip it into the solid sample and then put it into a blue Bunsen flame. These are the colours again, just so they've become familiar to you. On the left we have lithium, which is crimson. In the middle we have sodium, which is yellow, and on the right we have potassium, which is lilac. You'll be familiar with the yellow colour of sodium. It's the same colour as street lamps. Low pressure street lamps use sodium vapour inside them, which gives you the characteristic yellow colour when they're switched on. Here's a past paper question. Different flame colours are seen when compounds of the alkali metals are put into a Bunsen flame. Draw straight lines to match the metal to its flame colour. Well, lithium would be crimson, which the best choice here is red. Sodium would be yellow, the best choice here is orange, and potassium would be lilac. This question is about alkali metals and their compounds. Hannah decides to test some metal compounds. She uses a flame test. Look at the diagram. It shows how Hannah does a flame test. So she moistens the flame test wire in some hydrochloric acid, dips it into the metal compound, then holds it into a blue flame. Look at Hannah's results. Now the table is incomplete. Potassium chloride is given a lilac flame. Sodium chloride, there's no colour given, and a compound A gives a red coloured flame. Sodium chloride contains sodium. What's the colour of the flame when Hannah tests sodium chloride? Write your answer in the table. Well, this would be yellow. Compound A contains a metal. Which metal? Well, if it's red, that would be lithium. And here's the answers. Yellow or orange for sodium, and the red or crimson would be lithium. So you need to know the three stages for doing a flame test, and you also need to know the three colours for lithium, sodium and potassium.